welcome back. I'm Lawrence Chards, as you possibly know, and this is the Chards Coin and Bullion Dealer YouTube channel. This is part 2 of our advice guide. So, are you sitting comfortably? Here we go. Capital gains tax. Have I mentioned that? Not sure. But capital gains tax, there's a nice bit of English kind of tax law that you can take complete advantage of, because disposals of sterling, and that's basically pounds, are exempt from capital gains tax. And that includes basically most British coins that are or have been legal tender. So for example, Gold Britannia's, that's a £100 coin, and because it's pounds and it's British, then it's exempt from VAT. And if you sell a whole monster box of them, and these are monster boxes of 100, no capital gains tax to pay on those, no matter how much profit you've made. Compare that with, say, a gold bar. You sell that, you make a profit, you almost certainly have to have capital gains tax on it, so it's a very big argument for buying coins rather than bars. Same with silver Britannia's, but that's a £2 coin. Again, because it's pounds and it's legal tender, then it's exempt from capital gains tax. Platinum Britannia, yes, it's British, legal tender, it's exempt from capital gains tax. Tonga, no. If you want capital gains tax exempt coins, you're going to have palladium Britannias, and they're not always easy to get. Gold sovereigns, just about the original British £1 coin, although they don't actually ever say a pound on them. Those are brand new this year, one with the king's head on. And here's some old ones, these are my favourites. Actually these happen to be all George V, and these are all nice selected condition George V. Some of my favourite coins, and they're nice and yellow, and they're exempt from capital gains tax. Big advantage. Fractional sizes. I mentioned sizes, and I haven't brought any fractional sized modern bullion coins with me. But if you buy ½ ounce or quarter ounce or 10th ounce Gold Britannias or Silver Britannias, you will pay a higher premium for them. You're not necessarily going to get your money back or that extra premium back when you come to sell them. From my point of view, forget about those. Actually, a very important point that probably don't stress enough, in that the advice I give, or we give on our website and elsewhere and in our videos, is in your interest as a consumer or an investor or a collector. It's not in our interest. If you look at most bullion dealers and most of our competitors, it's quite common, and it's obvious in a lot of cases, that they're just trying to sell you what they want to sell you and possibly what they make the most profit on. And we don't do that. We give you advice that's advice for you. Why do we do it? When we could make more money by pushing you towards something that we make more money on. Well, we'd rather have repeat business and happy customers coming back to us time and time again and recommending us. We're not here to rip people off. It's a sad fact of life that we see people almost every day that have bought coins elsewhere and they paid too much for them because they haven't shopped around and they haven't taken advice, or they've watched somebody's how to invest in gold advice, or they've just gone to Google and picked on the number one link and they've overpaid and they've got to come to us. Just thinking about advice, and it's not mentioned on our page, but our customer service team, that a lot of people would call their sales team. We don't call them a sales team because they're not there to do selling. They're there trying to serve customers and help people and help point people in the right direction and give them good advice. If you speak to our customer service team or you email us, hopefully they will give you good advice that's also in your interest and not just what they're trying to sell you or trying to push. And they're not on commission, they're on your side. Don't think many of our competitors can say that. Other bullion coins, well, we've shown you an example of a Tonga coin there, and we've also mentioned, I mentioned Krugerrands. There are lots of other world coins, and a lot of mints nowadays actually make modern bullion coins. So the Canadian mint do, the British mint do, and it's not just Britannia's, we make all sorts of interesting things with Robin Hood on them and a gold standard coin. You get Manx bullion coins sometimes. There's American ones. There's 1 ounce and fractional gold eagles. There's gold buffaloes. There's Canadian maples. As it happens, the UK Royal Mint is nowadays very competitive on bullion coins, so there's really no need to go to foreign mints. Of course, if you're an American viewer, you're probably going to buy American coins, but you might actually find that gold sovereigns might be at lower premiums than your homemade American coins. Although if you want to put them in your IRA, you might be restricted to American coins. Older coins, before Krugerrands came out, there were other world bullion coins, and they are such because they used to be in circulation. So the French 20 francs, 10 francs, Swiss 20 francs, German 10 marks and 20 marks, the Swedish and Danish and Norwegian gold coins, there's Italian ones, there are coins from some of the South American countries. Mexico's a fairly big producer. Austrian gold coins. So lots of old coins. In most cases though, there's no real point or no need to. If you're a collector, it's great, very educational, very interesting. But for purely investment purposes, I've shown you all you really need to know about. Another question might be, what sort of gold do you prefer? Some people like 24 karat, well, what we'd call 24 karat gold, and most people do, or fine gold. And fine gold is usually 99.9% fine, or sometimes 99.99, or even 99.999. And that's known as 3 nines, 4 nines, or 5 nines for obvious reasons. And it's nice and yellow, it's not adulterated, it's not mixed with any copper or silver. There's obviously tiny amounts of other metals present, whereas traditional circulation coins were never made in fine gold. They are, or were, made in usually at least 900 fine, and that's the continental Europe or the American standard 900. The old British standard was mainly 22 karat gold. If you go back to medieval times, 23 karat gold. And some people like the fine gold, some people prefer 22 karat gold or older gold coins. But an investment purpose, there's no real difference. It really doesn't matter which you buy. And what's more, if you buy a 22 karat gold coin, a 1 ounce gold coin, it will contain 1 ounce of fine gold. It'll also contain an 1/11th of an ounce of other things, normally copper, sometimes some silver. So you do get a little bit of copper extra for your money if you buy the non-fine gold coins. When it comes to gold bars, to be classified as investment gold, a gold bar needs to be at least 99.5% fine, and that usually applies to what are called large bars or good delivery bars. So things like 400 ounce London good delivery bars. You don't need to worry about those for most investors. Other questions to think about are new coins or old coins, or maybe secondary market, also known as previously owned, or brand new. Now, I'd argue two different ways here, in that I'd say traditional bullion coins like gold sovereigns, been handling those for many years, and I just have a think about them, a feel for them. I love gold sovereigns. Gold Britannias are okay, but sovereigns have got more history, more than 500 years of history. And they were real coins, they were in circulation. Many years ago, you could have gone into Greggs, if Greggs had existed in those days, and bought a pasty and got some change with one of those. So that's real money. This stuff's kind of made up money. It's real, but it's not things that people spend in the change every day. So old traditional bullion coins I like, even though they come in what to us are odd sizes and weights. They're not nice, neat ounces. Likewise, when it comes to secondary market coins, previously owned coins, or brand new coins, in most cases there's just no point buying brand new ones. You're usually paying a little bit more money, or sometimes a lot more money, and older ones are just as good, and arguably, in some cases of sovereigns, possibly better. I think in 10 or 20 years' time, you might be able to sell these George V ones, particularly nice condition ones like this, for more than you can for brand new ones, because these will have a bit of history and they'll also have a bit more scarcity value because nobody's going to make any more of these. I should talk about supply and demand, and supply and demand will affect availability. If we went back to the 2008 banking and credit and housing crises, the premiums on a lot of bullion coins just shot up, and they also were, the availability just went right down because they were in such huge demand that it was hard to buy in quantity. Any quantity that was held in, say, major European banks and bullion vaults got hoovered up, often by big American dealers, and sold over there. So premiums on even common things like Krugerrands. I remember in 2008 seeing a Krugerrand sell on eBay for, I think, 23% premium, which is an obscene price. If you came to sell it now and you got spot price for it, yeah, you'd be doing well. As I've said, we've actually been selling Krugerrands recently for 0.5% premium, which is about where they should be. The supply and demand will also affect, to some extent, the price you get on coins or bars when you come to sell them. A lot of the time, our buying prices on bullion coins are around about spot price, so 0 premium, 0 discount. Sometimes it's a little bit lower than that, 98 or 99%, depends on the coins. Some of the less popular coins we might pay a little less for. There's probably something there that we only pay about 96% for. And if you think, oh, that's a bit tight, and oh, no, because I saw a YouTube video the other day where some guy went in with a GoPro camera to a pawnbrokers, a large national firm of pawnbrokers, and they offered him £240 each for his sovereigns. And funnily enough, he said in the video that he bought them from a dealer beginning with A, from Blackpool, but he got that wrong. Chards were in Blackpool, and the other company who I don't normally talk about are in Birmingham. Worked that out, and at the time that was just over half the intrinsic value. So even on a bad day when we're only paying 98%, it's a very good price compared with national prices, certainly compared with pawnbrokers, jewellers, and most of our competitors. It varies from day to day, but most of the time we're good, and the premiums and the discounts fluctuate depending on supply and demand. COVID, we don't really want to talk about COVID, do we? But that caused a huge spike in demand and also caused transport problems. So at the time, we could buy sovereigns from, say, somebody in Germany, or we could buy bullion coins from land refineries in South Africa, or we could buy American bullion coins. We could buy Royal Mint stuff. But it was very difficult to get them here because travel and transport was very difficult. Shipping costs changed hugely. So lots of people were running around trying to buy bullion at the time and buy investment gold and silver, and getting frustrated because they couldn't get it delivered. I would say when you get things like this, don't panic about it. Try and understand the situation. Don't complain. Don't go silly. Don't get paranoid. Don't go paying ridiculous premium prices. The market will stabilise. I've talked about prices and basically bullion market prices. Bullion markets exist in London, they exist in New York, they exist worldwide. There are exchanges worldwide. Nowadays, a lot of it is done not necessarily in a physical building of the same place. They're done online. But if you want to know spot bullion markets, lots of websites actually show them live prices all the time. Our site is no exception. We have a very good, reliable feed from, I think I'm right, at any page in our site, you can see gold, silver, platinum and palladium prices right at the top of the page. Even though bullion prices change sometimes many times a second, depending what deals are being done, prices on screen are often refreshed slightly less frequently, maybe every 15 seconds like that, but you're still seeing more or less live prices. So have a look on our site, we'll show you some prices, we'll show you where to find them on our site. Now you know where to look. And those bullion prices are more or less international. They'll be within a few cents or a few pennies. They'll be the same in New York as they are in London, and the same in Singapore and Hong Kong, same in Australia. If prices move at all in one continent, there'll be something called arbitrage or arbitrage, where people buy and sell between the different markets. You probably should shop around for whatever you're buying, gold coins, gold sovereigns, you need to do some price comparison. Now, some people go, well, how do you compare the price of a sovereign with the price of a gold Britannia when these are not quite a quarter an ounce and these are 1 ounce? The best way is look at the percentage premium. And some dealers, like us, and possibly a few others, make that easier for you, because on the bullion pages on our website, we actually show you the percentage premiums, and that's how it makes it easy for you to compare. You don't have to get a calculator. You don't have to work it out. Most of our competitors won't show you the percentage premiums. You may wonder why, or the smart ones out there might realise that, it's because they don't want you to know. We want you to know, because our prices and our premiums are always very competitive. So the more you know, the more likely you to buy from us. So look at percentages. If you're no good at percentages or you're no good at math, don't worry about it. We show you the percentage premiums. You can just take those percentages as being accurate, and they will be. We'll also show you, I think we'll put them on screen right now, on some of our popular bullion products. We have a little tab on there. Can we show you where to, Kristen will show you where to find the tab, and you click on that and it will show you our prices compared with our major competitors. Those comparisons are usually done about once a day, so they'll often be yesterday's comparisons rather than today's, but it's still a very good snapshot. How about credit? Well, nobody in the right mind gives credit on bullion. And certainly if they did, they'd have to charge you more, so you don't want to pay more. And I might mention credit cards while we're at it. Yeah, if you're buying stock market shares, you wouldn't normally be paying for them on a credit card, because card companies take a percentage cut, and that means it's got to be passed on to you one way or the other. We don't take credit cards. Most big bullion deals are done in cleared funds. So if I buy 1,000 ounces of gold from, or Britannias from, say, the Royal Mint, we don't pay them with a credit card or a debit card. We pay them by bank transfer, and that's cleared funds. Another point down, if you read our info page, is about legally binding contract. When we agree a bullion deal with you, we enter into a legal agreement with you to supply you with the products that we sold you at the price we sold them to you at. But it's legally binding on you as well, so do be aware of that. We expect you to be good to your word. We take a risk because in a lot of cases we don't really know you. It is a point, it is enforceable, and if somebody didn't go through with their deal, we would be quite happy to actually blacklist them and not deal with them again. They can be somebody else's problem. Distance selling. A lot of our deals are done on the phone, or they're done by the internet. And what investors should know is that when you're buying gold bullion products or other financial products and things that are subject to market fluctuation prices, they are not covered by distance selling regulations. It shouldn't be a problem. We state this in our terms and conditions. Not everybody reads them, even when they tick to say they have. So, next thing, bricks and clicks. You can probably see a picture of our building. This is the 3rd building we've been in since we set up in business. We've always had a showroom and office. We've always had a physical presence. But some of our modern competitors and modern wannabe dealers only do mail order. You don't have a showroom you can go and visit. You can't go and talk to them in person. You can't even go and collect your bullion in some cases. We've got both. We've got bricks and clicks, and you might still want to do business with it, even though you've been listening to me on YouTube. Fancy that, eh? Our customer service team work better than I do. Shipping costs. You'll notice that we quote all our prices exclusive of postage and shipping. Very simple there, because it's easier to calculate that. Some people want to buy 1 sovereign or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. If we wanted to do an alleged post-free price, we'd work out how much it costs us to sell you 1 coin, and then we'd still be charging you the same amount, and we'd be charging you 2 lots of postage on 1 coin or 2 coins or 3 coins. We don't do that. Our postage is calculated separately. It's done more or less at our cost of postage and packing, and we think that's the fairest way to go. We certainly don't want to mislead you by saying free postage, because postage isn't free. It's a bit like free beer, doesn't exist. So this has been part 2 of our advice guide for UK bullion investors. I've been talking for I think 20 minutes on the first one and about the same this time. So don't forget, thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you don't. Add any comments you like, you can tell us what you thought of us. Mainly, don't forget to subscribe and then you won't miss next week's exciting video. Bye for now.